And we are live. What's up, traders? What's up, everybody? Hope everybody has had a good day so far. Me myself, I'm doing fine. And before I start, as usual, just smash that like, hit that bell, and share and subscribe and all that, for engagement's sake and because TA got respected to the T. I think I'm one of the few, I don't know how many out there, but one of the few that kept on, talking about Bitcoin seeing a possible pullback, and the pullback did, start showing already signs of it coming, of it being on the way since Sunday, since that weekly candle close stream. Now, those of you who missed it, you missed it. I guess you didn't know. And those of you who are, going all in at resistance, I have no words. I have no words. Okay. All right. Let's get into it and see what's going on. Mind you guys, I still got the cold. I'm not fully recovered yet, but here I am trying to give you the best TA possible. So I spoke about this, this happening, that probabilities were higher that this was gonna happen. I just didn't know, time-wise when, but I knew it was coming, and I did tell you guys to be very, very cautious. I mean, even altcoins, got affected because Bitcoin stopped consolidating. It went from consolidation to an actual, pullback to the downside. Okay, so now just to make it fast and simple, not gonna get into a lot of things, but just to make it fast and simple, we are at some type of support. So now, if we see some type of dead cat bounce from this point all the way to 22.5, 22.4, between 22,300 to 22,500, okay? I wouldn't be that shocked. Because this is what most people tend to do, okay? They see actions like this and they FOMO in because, hey, it's going up, right? Because the trend is saying so. And then a lot of people were talking about that damn golden cross on the daily, and they put some weight into it, like more than putting weight into the weekly dead cross. Okay, on top of that, I know I told you that the oscillators, doesn't matter if it's moving averages, doesn't matter if it's whatever it is, okay, plus the oscillators, like I did tell you guys that I know they're lagging, like we all know it's lagging. We know it comes according to the price after, you know, we see some movement in the price, literally. But I also told you that there are other signs, very important things that I was seeing that were telling us to be super cautious and not expect, you know, full-blown, you know, action to the upside. I mean, the moment we tapped this area right here, and we kind of failed to go all the way to at least 24.5, got your first line. Then we had, you know, other signals, you know, telling us as well, like I'm not gonna get into details, but there were a lot of things. Okay, now if we see a dead cat bounce, since we are at critical areas, okay, if we see a dead cat bounce from this level, I wouldn't be that shocked. But we'll get into it and see if that is possible, if probabilities are higher or not, and then we'll take it from there, right? So let's get into the daily. Negative momentum on the oscillators. MACD is bearish. RSI is below neutral, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Prior daily candle closed with a bearish engulfing candle. Okay, I think anybody can see that, right? Let's get into the 4-hourly. Also negative momentum on the oscillators. Sinner, yeah. I thought it was super funny, so I was like, okay, this is for today, definitely for today. I'm glad you think it's funny too. So on the 4-hourly, oscillators are negative, you know, pretty much. Look, this red dashed line that I have drawn here, you know, it's been here for a while. I've been talking about, you know, if we see any daily candle close below 22.5, this 22.3, like expect something like this to happen. Like I can't say it's 100%, but probabilities were higher that we would see something like this happen. Okay, now next thing is, before I get into it, okay, next problem, well problem, but next thing you should keep in mind is if we see any daily candle close below $22,800, I mean, we kind of did here, but I'm being flexible. Okay, I'm being flexible. It's not a clear close below 21,800. Was I saying 22,800? Excuse me. I mean 21,800, okay? We closed at 21,796. Close enough, but not that clear. It's not a clear close, okay? A clean one, right? A clean close below $21,800. But if we see that, guys, if we see that, again, prepare for yourselves, because, you know, 21.3 to loss of 21,000 is not going to be surprising. And if we lose that one, hey, lower we go. But from these levels, let's see if we can have, you know, some type of dead cat bounce incoming, which is very, very possible. Okay, we do have, number one, nice divergence still in play. Like we lost the first one, okay, we lost the second one as well, but there is some nice divergence, you know. If you look at one of the oscillators, like we still got some nice divergence, you know, happening. Okay, so that could play out to be a helping hand for the dead cat bounce, okay, from this level all the way here, possible. On the 4-hourly, yeah, little pullback, yeah, little pullback is very possible. 4-hourly, we also have, you know, some nice divergence going on. So look, on the daily, there's some nice divergence going on one of the oscillators. On the 4-hourly, we have also nice divergence going on one of the oscillators, even though oscillators are negative. But it is possible, guys, because look, we could, you know, see this moving average, this long-term act as some type of support for the moment, and then we'll see what happens from there, okay? By the way, is sound good, Sinner? Everything good? Or is my voice too low or is it too high? Please do let me know because I don't know what's going on that end. I hope it's not too high. I hope it's just as it should be. Perfect, Sinner. Thank you. So let's head over to the hourly and see some more, signs if this dead cat bounce can happen. And on the hourly, we see signs of exhaustion starting to happen from the bears. Awesomeness. Now, if we can see a close above this level right here, that's our warning sign that we could go higher, okay? I don't know why it doesn't show here. It should be showing. There you go. So that's going to be our warning sign that it could go higher to that, 22,300 all the way to 22,000, 500-ish levels. Very possible. So because now old support is gonna most likely gonna turn into new resistance. Okay, so if we can see a close above this level on the hourly, we don't even have to wait for the 4 hourly. Okay, then see you eventually at these levels, and from there, if we get rejected, then it's a dead cat bounce. And if it continues to the upside, then we might see some more continuation to at least 22,800. Simple. I can't explain it any easier than this, guys. Simple. So we're gonna move on to the next one, okay? Now let's see next. Ethereum, which was trying to hold on. It was trying to hold on, but then Bitcoin decides to have a nice pullback. Everything else follows, and the story goes on. So let's have a look. Look, I've been talking about this since Sunday. I had some salty people telling me, oh, you're too bearish. It's gonna pump. It's gonna this. It's gonna that. But I stuck to my TA. Like I didn't mind, because look, when it did this, just before I move on to Ethereum, okay, when it did this, it came all the way here, and then it decided to pump to. No, sorry, not that one. This one. When it came all the way here to 22,800-ish, and then it went all the way to this level, it was a trap, guys. It was a trap. Like some friends, some friends, they were very salty. As a matter of fact, I actually lost, 2 subscribers after that stream, just because I was talking, I was pretty, bearish. I didn't know. Like time-wise, I don't know when, but I don't care. But my friends were very salty, those that I know that do trade and so on. They were not so impressed. They were like, nah, it's gonna go up 25k straight. And I was telling them, like, guys, okay, just be cautious. Just be cautious. But I don't know if they were cautious or not. We will see. We will see. Yeah, it was a nice stream. It was Sunday's weekly candle close stream, but whatever. this was kind of expected, guys. Me and some members on Discord were talking about this. We're talking about how longs are about to eat sand, like literally be liquidated. And this trap kind of got many people in again. It looked like it was gonna go up. But we also spoke about possibilities when we were on these levels, possibilities of Bitcoin coming back to these levels, just to continue, unless we see a close above, this level, 23,500, which we never got, okay, which we literally never got. So, that cat bounce is likely. If we can see an hourly close above 22. 22,000. Simple, okay? Because I do see that the bears are starting to get exhausted. As simple as that. Okay, let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum. We broke out of this channel, we went up, we broke back below the channel. Guess what happened? We broke down, okay? But let's go ahead and watch that chart we always have a look at, which is this one. So, what did I say yesterday? Or before yesterday? I don't remember. Anyways, this week I've been just bearish, okay? I've just bearish. And I adapt to the market if I see other signs, because before that, the week before, things were looking nice. Monthly candle close was looking nice on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many altcoins. But the moment I saw warning signs, I have to adapt to the market. Like, you're either gonna be, stubborn and get stuck with your ideas, or you adapt to the market and you don't have to panic because you're prepared, okay? So what happened with Ethereum? We couldn't, this obstacle, we already discussed it. I'm not going to get into it. Anyways, we couldn't, get above this level like recent 2-3 days. We pull back. We are at some type of support right now. And if a dead cat bounce comes in, it's very likely that we go all the way to around, 1,610, 1,650 below, somewhere around these levels, in between that level, okay? But if I see any daily candle close above this level, it's another thing. But right now, pressure is still to the downside, guys. Like, it's not that hard to see. I mean, it's obvious, okay? We do have some nice divergence on Ethereum on the daily. Also, actually, we have some nice divergence on both oscillators, which is nice for Ethereum, pretty nice. Now, because I did talk about, us probably coming here all the way to $1,510-ish dollars. I think we came all the way to 1,522 according to price action. But if we see a close, this is not a clean close either. Just like I didn't think that Bitcoin close around 21,800 was a clean close, even though it closed slightly below that, critical level. I don't think that this is, I'm being flexible, we have to be a little bit flexible, okay? I don't think this is a clean close either, but prior daily candle close did close pretty much in favor of who? The bears, right? So yeah, if Bitcoin gets a dead cat bounce, this is gonna also get a dead cat bounce, like, and the story goes on and so on and so forth. But eventually, probabilities are now higher. It was already higher when we were on these levels that we're gonna pull down, and now it's even higher that we can, come back to these levels. All right, Sinner, get some coffee. Big cup of coffee. So yeah, next support that I see is around 1,476, okay? And if we lose that one, we will get back when that happens, and we'll talk about next, support and so on and so forth. But there's some nice divergence going on both oscillators. Just keep that in mind. That is something maybe I should know. On the 4-hourly, we're also at support. We are below this moving average, long-term moving average, as you guys can see at the moment. Nice divergence also on the oscillators when it comes to the 4-hourly. Like, this is not that bad. So that cat bounce could very well happen, guys. Could very well happen. We just gotta give it a bit of time, maybe. It's not gonna happen if we see a close below $1,510 on the 4-hourly. Then just forget about it for now, at least. On the hourly, negative momentum on the oscillators. RSI is pretty much, yeah, like, it was oversold, okay? It was oversold. I do see signs of exhaustion from the bears at the moment. This is not that bad. But on the hourly, we need to see something like this for me to know that, you know, it's gonna have a little bit of an upside action, just a little bit. We need to sell close above this level. There you go. Hourly, any close above this area, most likely to take us to that, you know, level that I was talking about when it comes to the 4-hourly, which is around 1,611-ish, all the way to around 1,650. Okay, simple as that. Because even on the hourly, like resistance, next resistance after this one is all the way around these levels, guys. That is between 1,620 all the way to 1,650 also. Okay, so yeah, we can move on. Like, I feel like a broken record because I've been talking about this over and over recently, like this past week. Yeah, golden cross, I do not care that much because I saw other signs that were, you know, more significant, in my opinion, at least, that things were not looking that fresh for the bulls. All right, let's move on. So we're done with Bitcoin, we're done with Ethereum as well. Next, Cardano, and then BNB, and then we'll move on with the rest of the altcoins. Okay, guys, Cardano, look, when we were about to have that bounce, you know, from these levels, I told you resistance here. And guess what happened when we came to these levels? We tapped literally the bottom of the box. We never went even higher, just tapped there, and then we started seeing, you know, signs of exhaustion from the bulls, and then we rolled over. On top of that, remember this trend line that I told you about? Like, this one got respected, this rising wedge that we had, because we kind of, you know, broke below it once, and then second time, like actually 3 times. So now I'm gonna remove this one live. Maybe not remove, yeah, remove it. Okay, not removed. I'm just gonna hide it for now. Who knows? Maybe one day might need it back. But I did tell you guys about this trend line next, okay? I told you if we break below this trend line, any 4-hourly candle close, any hourly candle close, like most likely, you know, to take us to that next support around these levels. And we came and we tapped the top of this box, as you guys can see, to the dot. Now, if Bitcoin decides to have a dead cat bounce, some altcoins are gonna follow. I don't know about all of them, but some altcoins are definitely gonna follow. So we are at support, like everything, like we've had a look at so far, whether it be Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano at the moment. Every one of them is showing that they are at critical levels, you know, either it's old resistance that could act as support right now, either it's just, you know, critical levels, or either it's just, you know, support levels, okay? So also support areas are holding right now at the moment for Cardano. On the daily, negative momentum on the oscillators, you already know. We have some nice divergence going on one of the oscillators, actually both, as long as it manages to hold on the daily above 0.3583, we could see some nice divergence, you know, play out, okay? Yeah, so we could bounce all the way to these levels. Let me just draw it for you. Like, it's a little pump that I'm expecting after this harsh movement to the downside that, you know, many people were not expecting, unfortunately. Let me show you where, or actually I don't have to. Okay, so any hourly candle close above this level right here, 0.37 to 0.374 ish, most likely could take us, you know, a bit higher to at least 0.3828, 0.39 possible, very possible, okay? Around that level. So that's it. Not gonna get deeper into where, because you know the support already and you know the resistance already. I don't think one needs more information than that at the moment. We also have negative momentum on the oscillators on the 4-hourly, but also some nice divergence. You see, so I'm seeing this pattern now in different markets that we just had a look at. This nice divergence, us, you know, being at critical levels. So all that mixed up, you do the maths, okay? Like you make your own conclusions. But I expect some type of dead cat bounce in Bitcoin at least. So if that happens, it could, you know, draw up this one with it, very possible. Hourly, we see signs of exhaustion from this, the bear starting to come in. That is not bad. It's starting to come in, like I'm seeing signs already now. So not bad, not bad. Okay. If we break below this level right here, let me draw it for you. Hold on. Any close below that level, like actually I want to be a bit more flexible. Any close below this level, then it could very much go all the way to 0.34-ish, 0.325-ish, okay, somewhere around that level. That is somewhere around these levels, excuse me. Somewhere around these levels, okay, very, very likely that could happen if we see it close below this level. So 0.34-ish all the way to 0.323-ish, very possible, okay? So that's it for Cardano as well, so we can move on. Let's head over to BNB and see what's going on there as well. Did we speak about this? Yes. Did we already expect something like this to happen? Yes. Why? We were at resistance. I was seeing, you know, that bulls were getting exhausted, and then the moment it broke below $320, this was kind of incoming, right? So we got negative momentum on the oscillators on BNB, unfortunately. Well, it's not unfortunate for the bears, those who, you know, maybe have shorts open. MACD is bearish at the moment. We are at support though right now. Right now we are at support. We almost tapped this top of this box, as you guys can see, right? So it's holding on. We gotta give it some time, because also if Bitcoin decides to have a, you know, bounce to the upside, it's gonna affect some of these altcoins with it, okay? Yeah, and 4-hourly negative momentum on the oscillators also, MACD bearish, RSI pretty much low. Like, it's not oversold yet, but it is low. But we are at support. I keep on saying we are at support for a reason, because it's also not only Cardano, but we got also BNB, also, you know, at support at the moment. Okay, let's see if there's some nice divergence too. Yes, there is. We got some nice divergence going on, developing on the 4-hourly BNB. So not bad, not bad. Let's have a look at the hourly. Yeah, hourly we do see some not that strong as Bitcoins, but we do see some signs that bears are a little bit exhausted now. If we can close above this level, let me show you. Hold on. Right here, should turn it to red. If we can close above that level, like we can easily come all the way to at least 320-ish dollars around that level. Okay, if we can see an hourly candle close above this area. If not, then it pulls back a little bit to these levels and then goes a bit lower to at least 296, 200. I've been talking about this 296 since 2 weeks ago. Like that could be possible, so wouldn't be that surprising if we pull back, because we tapped the bottom of the support box. But if we come all the way to at least 295, I wouldn't be that shocked either. Okay, so on the hourly, you know what the deal is. Why is this line crooked as usual? Still crooked. Hold on. So that's it. Let's have a look at the 10-minute chart just to see what's going on as well. 10-minute also showing signs that bears are a little bit, starting to get exhausted. So yeah, like likely that we come to $310, $311, and if we can see any close above that level, yeah, then 319-ish, 320-ish, very possible. Okay, so that's BNB. Simple. Let's move on. By the way, on the hourly, we do have some bad divergence, just so you guys are aware, on one of the oscillators. Actually, on both oscillators, so keep that in mind. It's done with BNB too. Let's have a look at... let me have a sip of water first. Hold on, guys, and then we can have a look at the rest. And back. Okay, let's move on. Next, Aptos, right? We didn't have a look at it yesterday. I don't think so, so why not? This one, you guys were prepared, I think. It is at support levels right now at the moment, just so you guys are aware. Yes, I know prior daily candle closed pretty much, bearish and so on and so forth, but at the same time, we are at support. We are at support, keep that in mind. Now, we are around support at least, okay? So all the way to at least $12.4, $12.3. we do have some type of support, okay? Negative momentum on the oscillators, RSI is below neutral again. Like I'm coughing sometimes when you feel like I'm muted, it's just because I'm coughing. I do not want to hurt your ears and whatnot. On the 4-hourly, also negative momentum on the oscillators. Okay, cool. Going down. We are at support, guys. We are at support. Like I'm not gonna get into it that much. Okay, we are at support. If we can see a close above $14.3 on the 4-hourly, like see ya eventually around 15, somewhere around $15 to 15.8. Simple. Okay. On the hourly, I don't really see signs of exhaustion that much, but we do have some nice divergence, okay, on the hourly, on one of the oscillators at least. Like if we can see a close above this level right here, on the hourly that is, there you go, hourly candle close above this area, that is $13.5. Then it could help. It could help us, reach that that level that I was just speaking about on the 4-hourly, which is around $14 to. Let me just draw a box. It's better, I think. There you go. First resistance around $14 to 14.6. If we can see a close above 13.5. And next one, if we can see that happen, that is, we can see that happen. Then see ya eventually around 14.9-ish to 15.7. Simple. Okay. Of course, if it breaks above that level, goes a bit higher, but much better, okay? Because there are a lot of drawings, I have to make it nice and neat. There you go. So that's APTA. So any close above 13.5-ish dollars could help it go to that, hourly resistance, which is around 14.1 to 14.5. Any hourly candle close above that level could help it, go a bit higher, okay? So that's APTOS, simple. Let's move on. Just for educational purposes, guys, this is at resistance. Like unless I see it at a close above, the bottom of this box around $135, like watch out. This could play out to be like this could turn out to be bad for BNX. Okay, I don't want to get into it that much, but I was just having a look at it earlier and I was like, okay, if we close above $135 on the daily, I expect us to come to at least, 150-ish, somewhere around that level, 148, 150. But by the way things are looking, bad divergence first of all, we are at resistance, old support and whatnot. Like if you see any close below $111, we go a bit lower, okay? Simple. Let's move on to, like, there's so many I want to have a look at the same time. Do not want to be live that long. We've been on for, okay, almost an hour. Okay, we got some time. Let's have a look at Phantom. Right, Zen also, I haven't had a look at it in a few days, so we can have a look at it together. There we go, Phantom. Okay, so this one was just, beautifully respecting TA as well. We got rejected at resistance. Didn't tap it really, but we were seeing, signs of weakness from the bulls when we were closer to these levels then. Daily candle closed pretty much bearish. This is one bearish candle. We have some nice divergence developing on the daily on both oscillators actually, okay? Even though MACD is bearish, could be a bit tricky to see, but also on this one, we are around support levels like 0.42, 0.4-ish levels is support, guys. Just so you are aware, we do have some nice divergence on the 4-hourly time frame as well. That is nice. On one of the oscillators, unfortunately not both, but just one of the oscillators. It is there, okay? Now, let's see if this is not looking that strong at the moment. Maybe it will start looking stronger, when we reach 0.42. We actually did, now that I have a look at it. But maybe it's gonna consolidate a bit more. I don't see some clear signs that this is just gonna start bouncing at the moment, at least. Let's have a look at the hourly. I could be wrong. Okay, nice divergence on the hourly. RSI was not oversold. Okay, not yet, not quite yet. Look, I want to see a close above this level. Let me just draw it for you. Well, first one, a close above this area. This I just noticed it is already drawn. A close above this level, which is 0.457121, somewhere around that level. Okay, an hourly candle close above that level, which could take us to the next resistance, which is or a bit of an obstacle. Okay, maybe not resistance, but obstacle definitely. Around this level right here. You see, right here, okay? After that, if you can see an hourly candle close above that level, we could see 0.49-ish to 0.51-ish, very possible. That would be somewhere around these levels, okay? So we could go a bit higher if that happens. If we see an hourly candle close above this resistance right here, okay? Nice divergence on the hourly, but it's not oversold yet, not even on the hourly. If it's not on the hourly, of course it's not on the 4-hourly either, and so on and so forth. But it is at support areas as well at the moment. It's just that I can't see clear signs that bears are starting to be exhausted. Okay, just not yet. So maybe gotta give it a bit more time. Like, remember when I told you in one of the streams, I spoke about it after it happened because I wasn't on. I had family over, so I was busy pretty much. Anyways, I did tell you guys, this was one of those, you know, when I said that shorting opportunities, whether it be for Bitcoin or altcoins, some altcoins at least, was on Saturday, okay? This is one of them. This is definitely one of them. And then when one saw it coming down, and then we got, you know, rejected at old support got rejected again. It was getting clear, more clearer and clearer that it was, you know, a bit weak, like a bit weaker, okay? So yeah, that happened with the Phantom. It was a nice movement to the downside. But we'll see if this nice averages that we see on the 4-hourly, that we see on the hourly, that we see on the daily as well, can give it some strength. We are around support, as I mentioned, on the daily, on the 4-hourly, on the hourly. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Okay, let's move on. Right, I've already mentioned support as well as resistance, so I don't know if I mentioned the 4-hourly resistance. 4-hourly resistance is yeah, literally old support right here, okay, between 0.49 to 0.52, and we can move on. Like any close above this level where I have my alert set, then most likely we continue a bit higher, okay, to the next resistance. Simple, we can move on. I got this screen on until I prepare the next altcoin, or, you know, decide which next altcoin we'll have a look at. Because we've had a look at the major ones like Cardano, BNB, Ethereum, and BNB. Wait, I said BNB twice. Get the idea. Let's see. I'm just checking if there's something interesting to talk about at the moment. Okay, Fetchcoin. Fetchcoin. F-E-T. Let's see that. Let's have a look at that one. Also tapped resistance and pullback. You see, that's why it's so much better to see signs if there is exhaustion, you know, from the bulls, and like maybe not go in at resistance in that case, because sometimes resistance breaks to the upside. It's happened here. It's like happened here as well. But sometimes, you know, when it's kind of reached a peak for this session, okay, and then you see that it's at major resistance, and then you see, you know, other indications of weakness from the bulls as well, like divergence, and, you know, other maybe eastern indicators, other indicators in general, western indicators, okay, then you mash all that up into one pot, and then you can serve yourself a good dish. Like this was one of them. So we got, you know, rejected at resistance, we kind of pulled back, we are at support at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. A weak support though, let me add, okay, a weak support, because a stronger support would be around 0.32 for fetch, okay, stronger than this one at least. So we still have positive momentum on the oscillators, but look, lagging indicators. This is what I mean with lagging indicators. Even though price action is going down, this still hasn't changed much. Like, it's still positive. RSI is still okay. I mean, it's closer to bullish territories than neutral even, right? MACD is still bullish. Histogram still positive, even though it's weak. You know, it's light green bars at the moment. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. Yeah, indicators could be tricky. Like, sometimes it depends on how you use them. Like, many are useful, many are not. Eventually, you just have to like have your own style. Just, you know, shape your own style, what suits you best. So yeah, on the 4-hourly, also negative, but oscillators, you know, as you're saying, you know, like you're saying, oscillators are like, we talk about them because they are there, they are used by many, they are, you know, not, you know, a joke either. Like, they are good, but it depends on how you use it. It depends on, like, there are some that I've heard. Just I haven't seen this with my own eyes, but I've heard, you know, some people like see this, you know, turn red, and then they start, you know, selling, and they see this, you know, green, and they keep on buying. It's like, okay, like, you're gonna get wrecked one day if you keep on doing that, because you might have some luck here and there and, you know, make it out, like get some gains using that type of tactic, but eventually you are gonna get wrecked, because that is no way to use them. Like, really, you can't just buy because it's green and sell because it's red. You're gonna get wrecked, okay? That was one of the funniest things I've heard, and I was like, wow, okay, like, I don't know. People do not, you know, spend time educating themselves. That's probably why they just want to make it easy, you know? Oh, red, sell. Oh, green, buy. Oh, you do this, sinner? You see? You see, like, I've heard some people do this, and I didn't hear it from you, but I hope you know better now. I hope you know better now. When green buy, when red sell. Yeah, that is one way to get wrecked eventually, okay? It's not the best way to read TA, if you ask me. Anyways, fetch. Bearish momentum on the oscillators, negative momentum on the oscillators on the 4-hourly at the moment. MACD is bearish, histogram is below neutral. Not histogram, excuse me. RSI is below neutral. Yeah, okay, like I keep on saying, we are at some type of support, but I do not think it is as strong as the support around 0.32-ish levels, okay? Simple. Let's have a look at the hourly. We got some nice divergence going on, like nice divergence on the 4-hourly as well on both oscillators, just so you guys are aware. Daily, nothing. Or yeah, we also have nice divergence on the daily on one of the oscillators, but if we see any close below this level, it's bar off at the moment. Like, the closer we get to 0.32, and if we don't see, you know, the bulls coming in, it could pull us to this next support around 0.26. But if we see a close below that level, below 0.26 areas, that nice divergence that we see is gonna become invalid on the daily, okay? Which could help the bears push this a bit more further down, right? This is Fetch. It's some AI project. So nice divergence on the 4-hourly, hourly as well. We're starting, you know, to develop, you know, that nice positive bar, first positive bar on the hourly right now on the histogram. MACD is just going bullish at the moment. RSI below neutral. Okay, so let's talk, you know, resistance, because we've already covered up support, right? So let's talk resistance. So if we can see an hourly candle close above 0.4284 or 0.43, okay, however you like to push it. Let's just be flexible. I'm just gonna draw it for you. Here you go. Me and my crooked lines, like I keep on having them crooked. Anyways, that is not the point. But if you can see a close above this level, first one is here, by the way. So if you can see the first a candle close above this level on an hourly time frame, like a candle close above this level, 0.42-ish dollars, you can easily come to these levels. I'll draw a box. Like most likely that we come to these areas, okay? So I'm just gonna remove this one. There you go. That's your second resistance, okay? Cool. So that's pretty much it for fetch. Any hourly candle close above this area can take us, these levels, 0.45 to 0.475, somewhere around that area, okay? Yeah, like major resistance for fetch at the moment, for us, to see these levels again, we have to get above 0.52-ish dollars. If you can see that, if you can see an hourly candle close, 4-hourly candle close above 0.52-ish levels, it could take us, a bit higher to that 0.6 areas, right? Stocks also, like there is so much when it comes to stocks, but I don't know which one, but maybe we'll do so. Okay, that is fetch. We're done with fetch. Let's move on, shall we? Next. You can have a look at the DYDX. People were expecting that goes up, it's gonna go down, and yes, it does happen sometimes, not always, like I said yesterday. And we did have resistance around these levels, like I also mentioned yesterday, I think. Yeah, I did mention this yesterday. So we will see what happens, we'll see what develops. I think it's like gonna consolidate at these levels. Like if we see any close above 103, well, 104 points, then we could go a bit higher. But I think we're gonna be consolidating around this range, 103 to 105. Like we'll see what happens, but yeah, resistance is not that far away really when it comes to the DXY. Excuse me, I keep on mentioning that DYDX, that crypto crap. But anyways, I mean the dollar index, okay? So you guys are not confused, the dollar index. So yeah, 105, I think we got some major resistance there. So heads up, are aware, because last time I spoke about this before, we were above this, before we were above this line, because we were a bit lower then. I did tell you we are at support, like below this blue line, it's resistance, okay? Above it, support, and we go higher. Simple. Hardstyle music, like, yeah, is the music to sleep, guys? Because I can't handle house and hardstyle at the moment. It's like 4:32 a.m. I just want to have a chill night, but definitely next time. I know you love that, it's music, Sinner. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. We gotta have a little bit of fun at the same time, right? Let's see. Next, Dogecoin. Shall we have a look at Doge? Guess what? When we broke below this level, what happened? We pulled back, like I told you. Then you had, there was another warning sign. Next warning sign after breaking above this level was that hourly support that we had here. But the moment we broke below it, we came to this, support area all the way to 0.077. I spoke about this literally yesterday, okay? Negative momentum on the oscillators. We have some nice averages, developing as long as we do not see a close below. Basically, this line, if you want to be very conservative, 0.07975. But basically, in general, this line, okay, below this moving average, long-term moving average. There were signs of exhaustion from the bulls, yada yada yada. I don't have to repeat it again. Like, there's no need really now because for those watching the streams, like, you know about this. I'm not gonna repeat it again, okay? So this was pretty much kind of expected. Probabilities were higher. We could see something like this, especially if Bitcoin, just rolls over on you guys. Then it was time to be cautious in general. But we are at support at the moment when it comes to Dogecoin, okay? Plus the nice divergence. 4 hourly clearly holding support because this is the 4 hourly, support, as you guys can see. I don't know if you can see it clearly, this text within the box, 4 hourly time frame. Anyways, support is holding at the moment. We have our first. Hold on. By the way, that nice divergence that I see, it's only on one of the oscillators, not both. Just so you guys are aware, okay? I don't see any clear signs of exhaustion on the 4 hourly yet. RSI is not oversold yet, okay? There is some nice divergence on the 4 hourly too. Fine, good, but I don't see signs of exhaustion really yet, okay? So, on the hourly, it's a bit different story. Okay, it's a bit different. I do see signs of exhaustion here. Good, that's good. If we can see a close above, basically, the top of this box, 0.08348, that could help Dogecoin come all the way to around 0.086 to 0.089-ish, okay? If that happens, if we can see an hourly candle close above the top of this box, simply. We have negative momentum on the hourly. MACD is bearish. RSI, was it oversold? It was actually oversold. It was actually oversold. I'll do that, Sinner. I can do that. Are you gonna hang it, in your office, room, whatever? Like, it's a good picture. It's a good picture. So yeah, signs of exhaustion on the hourly, by the way. That's what I just want to highlight at the moment. If Bitcoin gets that dead cat bounce, like, these are, also gonna probably most likely gonna bounce with Bitcoin as well. So we'll let it be there and we'll see what happens. like major resistance on the daily at the moment is all the way here, guys, all the way around $0.09, okay? And support, if we lose this one, if we lose this support 0.07758, any daily candle close below this area could lead to it coming all the way to 0.07 ish, all the way to 0.069, just loss of 0.07, okay? Simple. It is funny, it is funny. It's like knock knock, who's there? Bears about to blow you. Okay, so that's Dogecoin. Let's move on. Okay, next. I was eventually gonna start with stocks and you know, showing you guys how the harmonic patterns also play out, you know, when doing TA and so on and so forth. It's just that engagement has been so damn low. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take it easy, not stress out and whatnot, you know, because yeah, I want to meet those people who are calling 100K. People who are calling 100K now, Sinner? I didn't know that. Really? People who are doing that now? That's too soon. I mean, I understand 25K, that's normal, but 100K? Wow, okay. Let's see, next. Gala. Oh my God. Yeah, Twitter. Twitter is like a damn disease sometimes. Like, I try to stay away from it, but sometimes it sucks you in. Suddenly you're there just going, you know, just scrolling down the whole damn time, just reading all types of tweets, whether it be ridiculous, whether it be smart. Like, yep, that's Twitter. That's Twitter. But in case YouTube notifications does not work, I always make sure that well, automatically people are notified. Anybody who follows me on Twitter is automatically notified that that I'm going live just a few minutes before I go live, okay? All right, Gala. Also, resistance tapped at major, you know, critical levels. Like, it's not been, you know, bad since then. It was consolidating. This was what was important for Gala, okay? For us to hold above 0.053, which didn't happen, unfortunately. The moment you saw it close below this level, not just, you know, close like this one and then next candle, no follow through, but something like this, then you know what's up, you know, what could be possible. But also Gala at the moment, awesome Sinner. Yeah, like guys, make sure to like have your YouTube bells on, because like many things we speak about are like time sensitive. If you miss it, you miss it. Like you know, the market is not going to be waiting for any one of us. So if we miss it, we miss it. So make sure that notification button is on. Make sure you smash that like, you know, on my way while I'm talking about that. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe and share and so on and so forth. Like, more engagement keeps the streams alive pretty much. All right, so we are at support, as I was saying. Even though oscillators, everything is pretty much negative, okay, from MACD to RSI, literally everything. We are at support at the moment. Like, TA got respect to the T. You know, sometimes I could be wrong, but this one was definitely not one of them. I don't want to go back into history. You guys know, those of you who were watching. So, all right. Nice. I see some signs that also on Gala, like, seems like every damn market that we just had a look at is showing the same, like, similar signs at the moment, okay? Crypto channels are also in the bear market. Yeah, maybe, like, I don't know, but I do know that if there is like low engagement, in the channel, like no comments, not that much likes, and so on and so forth, it's difficult, for the algorithm to push the channel, recommend it to other people, and so on and so forth. So that's why I'm asking you guys to, support, like it's like giving and receiving, right? Like support the channel in that way too. Like I come out here, give you information and this and that as best as I could. And the least one can do is really just hit that like, smash that subscribe button, and share, and so on and so forth. Okay, so there is signs of exhaustion on the 4-hourly as well. Not on the oscillators, guys, okay? But there is signs of exhaustion. We are at support. Negative momentum on the oscillators, pretty much. Not gonna get into it deep. RSI is not oversold yet. Okay, this is what, even on the hourly at the moment, small signs that bears are a bit tired. Not that much, but a little bit tired. Like I'd like to see some more confirmations, but this is what I see at the moment. If you can see a close, an hourly candle close above 0.044545, then we can easily, come to that level around, like most likely we come and tap around, levels of 0.048-ish, very possible, okay? Actually, all the way here, somewhere between these levels, very possible. That is if we can see an hourly candle close above 0.045 or 0.046 for those who want to be a bit more conservative, okay? No big crypto project coming also. Yeah, that I have no idea. But all this AI recently, like past weeks, AI has been flipping a lot. Like when I mean flipping, like to the upside, it's like, you remember like a few years ago it was ICOs, and then a few years later it was NFTs, and now it's all this AI stuff. There's always something new coming in, always something new, always something different. So now it's AI. But we'll see how that goes. Like NFTs was the most, if you ask me, like the craziest one of all of them. ICOs, yeah, of course too, because a lot of I remember a lot of projects just disappeared, disappeared. Like they are nowhere to be found, like dead right now, after they managed to collect a lot of money, now they're gone. NFTs, they managed to hit the peak, and now they cost, they're like most of them are like 80% down, 90% down price wise. And AI, we will see, like everything has its time, and then momentum fades out, and then something new comes up. We'll see. So that's Gala, okay? We're pretty much done. When it comes to resistance, any close above this level, of course, see eventually around these areas, like 0.052-ish to 0.055-ish possible. Support, if we lose this one, okay, like for example, let's say something like this happens. Example, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but example. Something like this, like we gradually come up a little bit, stall, maybe come a bit higher, maybe, and then, we come back, and then if we break this level right here, lower we go to these areas, okay? Next support, guys. Around 0.039 to 0.037-ish levels, right? So that's Gala. Even NFT, people are crazy losing money like this. Like, yeah, I've been in situations where I had to explain NFTs to friends. Like, look, the whole concept of it is okay, interesting, okay, but some NFTs, for the prices they were sold, I was just laughing on my own. I was just laughing. But anyways, when friends that are not in the crypto space ask me, you know, they hear about NFT on the news, on they read it on news articles and so on and so forth, and some of them call me up and go like, or when we're talking, you know, just meeting up, having a good time. Oh, you know what those NFT are? And I'm like, yeah, non-fungible tokens. And they look at me like a question mark, like, what is that? Well, it's pictures, but it's digital art. They're like, what do you mean digital art? I'm like, well, just digital art. Like, I can't explain to you. It's just, you know, digital arts. Like, and they look at me, they're like, so you're telling me digital arts like cost like a few $1 million? Yeah, well, some people were lucky enough to sell at these prices. So yeah, what do I know? I don't know. I can't even explain. All I can say is, you know, it's digital arts. It's simple. Then it's a bit more complicated than that, but that's the only thing I can say. Otherwise, they are gonna, you know, start being confused and so on, and I'm not trying to confuse them more than they are confused. So yep. Look, the joke of the day. Sinner got it for you guys. The joke of the day. World best project is Solana. It was. Then FTX decided, you know, to, well, it wasn't the world best project, but it was one of those top projects. Then all this FUD around FTX and them still owning a bag and not knowing if they're gonna dump it or not, you know, to cover up some other things, is still out there in the air. Like, it's not gone yet. All right, next, we've had a look at BTC, Ethereum, Cardano, BNB, Aptos, Phantom, BNX, Fetch, AI, Dodge, Gala. We'll have a look at Zen, and then just because I got reminded of Solana now, we'll have a look at Solana as well. But first, Zen, because the Zen fam haven't seen an update from me recently when it comes to Zen, so I haven't forgotten you guys. I haven't forgotten you, so let's have a look at Zen. Just gonna have a sip of water first, like I'm thirsty, super thirsty, so just give me a few seconds. And back. Okay. Yeah, I think it comes with the years and years of being in the space. Eventually, like I can remember, like in the beginning, I had no idea. Like, I only knew about maybe Ripple, Bitcoin, of course, Litecoin, Ethereum, but I had no. If somebody would come and tell me, you know, oh, did you have a look at FTM? I have no idea what I had no idea, because it was too many altcoins. Like, there are a few thousands out there, but now, like, I don't know all of them yet, but those that are, you know, popular, at least, like, one has an idea of the names and, you know, what the projects are about and so on and so forth. Okay, let's move on. What else was Zen next, right? I am not, like, guys, you know, I can't do much with this, like, data right here. There's barely any data, so I'm just gonna let it be. Okay, let's move on to the, by the way, for those of you who've been watching, for those of you who've been following the streams like a good while, especially when it comes to Zen. Did we not draw this support way back? I mean, way back. I mean, literally somewhere around November last year. Do you guys remember? Like, I drew this box way back. Now, important thing is to see if it's gonna hold or not, because if this goes south even more, like if we see any close below this level, Zen is slowly gonna be forgotten for a while, you know, until we see some interesting things developing again. But let's see what's going on. So on the 4-hourly, there is no nice divergence, okay? On none of the oscillators really, guys. It's like just falling. Like, can it fall any harder? I don't know. It's just falling further down still, okay? I don't see any signs of exhaustion from the bears yet either on the 4-hourly. Maybe we'll zoom in and see something else, but at the moment I don't see anything. Like, the moment we lost this support, it was bye-bye. We couldn't get above this resistance old support either, so you knew we were eventually not gonna come to these levels. Like, this is how you know if we can break above old support, which turns into new resistance, then eventually we go and hit the next resistance. If not, it fails. It kind of gave you that some double top. This is not a double top, but some type of double top variation, okay? And then it continued down. The moment we broke below this support, and we're still falling down. Like, I was hoping this support could hold for the Zen fan, but guys, I do not make the market. I just read TA. So it didn't hold. You guys know, if we break below this level, eventually we go lower. Simple. On the hourly, okay, congrats. I see, like, congrats, because I see some signs that something is trying to happen. But then again, if it's gonna be another pathetic try to the upside and then just roll over, not gonna be that important, right? But at the moment, seeing a little bit of signs, a few signs that bears are a bit like starting, not a bit exhausted, but they're starting to be exhausted, okay? Now, if we can see a close on Zen above this level right here, of course, this is crooked. I managed to have it crooked. Thank God my TA is not that crooked, but you guys know what I mean. Kind of gets to me. Hold on. 244. 244. So yeah, any close above this level, then see it eventually around 1313 all the way to 1354-ish, 135, 1360. So that's what I see at the moment. Like, nothing else. I could draw a box, but then it will be a bit confusing if I do that, right? So if we see an hourly candle close above this level, in short, this 0.000 yada yada yada, you get the point. 1244 areas, an hourly candle close above that level. If you want to be a bit more conservative, 1254, even better, okay? Then eventually see around that somewhere between 1313 to 1360, okay, for a start. If we see any hourly candle close above this area, this 1360 that I was talking about, then we can come and guess what? I can actually draw a box for this one. Or, if I do this, there's no box needed to be drawn. Then we can come all the way to this level, like from here to here. Could have some resistance. somewhere on these levels. Simple. So yeah, that's it. Like, hopefully it's not gonna be one of those pathetic, by the way, before this resistance, we have another resistance that we need to break above first. I know, slight differences, but what I think doesn't matter. What TA is telling us matters most, right? So I still have to give it to you. It doesn't matter if I think like it's a little difference. So we need to break above this one. If you see any break above this one, next obstacle around these levels, break above this level, much better. Then we can go a bit higher, okay? For hourly, pretty much the same resistance first, and then the second one is also pretty much the same. We just need to get above this. Excuse-moi. Hold on. That shook my heart a moment. We just change it to this one. No pop up, and we are good. Okay. So that's what's going on. Literally, like these alerts sometimes, like imagine when you're sleeping and you hear something like this. Jesus, it's like it gets to you, like it gives me the chills. God. Okay, let's move on. That was Zen. We're done with Zen. Cool. You remember a few weeks ago when it comes to Zen, by the way, before I move on to the next one. Remember how I was telling you guys about this trend line? And on top of that, I told you if Bitcoin starts pumping up, because I saw this correlation one too many times, okay? One too many times. So every time Bitcoin pumped, Zen went down. Not every time, mostly, okay? Sometimes. But one too many times, actually. Bitcoin pumps, Zen goes down. Then Bitcoin goes down, Zen starts to go up. Don't ask me why. I've just noticed that, and I think I came out to the streams and I told you guys also, like, keep your eyes on that. Like, keep your eyes on that, because I've seen that play out one too many times. Okay, we're done with Zen as well. Okay, Solana next, and then I think we'll call it we'll call it a show. Excuse me, because I've been live for an hour and a half. I think it's enough. But Solana first. Well, we failed to get above this level, so $28 never came. 27.5 never came. We reached almost 27, but it never went any further, guys, unfortunately. Right now, we got negative momentum on the oscillators. There is some nice divergence, though, okay, developing on one of the oscillators. Yeah, like any close below $16 is gonna see to that it's invalid. Actually, 18.3. 18.3. It's gonna become invalid, okay? First nice divergence. That is, there is multiple. So the first nice divergence is gonna become invalid if we see a close below 18.3, okay? Right now we are at critical levels, we are at support levels. There is well, RSI is not, oversold yet. Like, could turn out to be oversold if we give it a bit of a time. But again, if we see a dead cat bounce from Bitcoin, okay, we could see this, come all the way to at least, 22.5-ish dollars. Very possible, like possible on the daily at least. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. Negative momentum on the oscillators too. There is no nice divergence. Well, one could argue there is some nice divergence on one of the oscillators, but not both of them, okay? I can't call it the strongest one. So, and I do not see like signs yet that at least on the 4-hourly, we'll see what the hourly is telling us, but On the 4-hourly, I don't see any signs that bears are exhausted or anything like that yet. Okay, we are at critical levels. We are around support right now at the moment, yes, but I'd like to see some more confirmations. On the hourly, our resistance is all the way around these levels, okay, 21.3, okay, 21.3, around these areas, 21.2 to 21.3. There is negative momentum on the oscillators. RSI was oversold. Nice. Well, it's been a good ride. It's been a good ride. It's been a good ride, Sinner. But yeah, I guess some can see it as game over for now, at least for now, until things start turning up. On the hourly, I don't see any clear signs really that bears are exhausted yet. Like maybe a little bit, but not that clear. So I can't see that when it comes to Solana. Okay, simple. Yeah, if we can see any close above, that $21.3 on, even on, an hourly, like, okay, for hourly, if we can see a close above, 21.96, then we could, eventually see it come back to at least, $23. Like, it's so ridiculous, but I have to let you know what I'm seeing at the moment. But yes, it's not looking that strong yet. Bears are a little tiny bit exhausted, but I can't see it on the 4-hourly yet. Daily, prior daily candle pretty much closed in bearish ways. Thing is, we are at support, but at the same time, I don't see clear signs that bears are starting to get exhausted. On the hourly, one could argue, but for hourly, no. And daily, of course, we have to give it time. It takes time to develop. I can have a look at the 10-minute chart just to see what's going on. Okay, 10-minute chart is a bit different. We saw, signs of exhaustion. It is kind of building up, but on the 10-minute chart, if we can't see a close above this level, if it starts getting rejected at these levels, guys, eventually it's gonna just, roll over again. Okay, so we need a close at least on the 10-minute above this level right here, almost $21. Okay, if that happens, yeah, that next resistance that I was talking about, 21.2, 21.3, this is 10 minutes. Of course, it's going to be smaller differences when it comes to price, but yeah, eventually, like, if any 10-minute close, any 10-minute candle close above this red dashed line could take us a bit higher to at least $21.5, $21.7, okay, around that level. For those who are watching, the minute charts and so on. Right, I think we're good. I think we're covered up. We can have a look at what Bitcoin is doing so far, because we've covered up a lot of things today. Cool. Let's just see what Bitcoin is doing, because the 4-hourly candle just started. Another crooked line. Hold on. $35.68. And now we can move on. What is this? What in the world is this? There you go. That looked weird. See you later, sinner. Um, Thank you for tuning in. Glad you made it, and I hope you have a wonderful day today. So on the 4 hourly, we are seeing some fight going on at the moment, but pretty much, bulls do not have the balls right now. Like the Bears got the A game, as to say. Like we'll see what happens, but yeah, not looking the most like super strong at the moment. We didn't even, come to these levels. Now, on the hourly, any hourly candle close below 21,700-ish is gonna help this, price roll over a bit more, okay? Just so you guys are aware. So, my friends, that was it for me today. Like, if you enjoyed this live stream, make sure to, hit that bell, subscribe, like, smash those likes, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one. And remember, nothing is forever. Do not panic. Everything is cool. Just always double check, triple check. Even the TA I'm giving you, quadruple check it if you like. But always do your own research and take it easy. Like just take it easy. Much love to all of you. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the love. And take care. Until next time. And good night.